a concert though. Dave, you saw the rapper Dave in Boston last night. His album "We're All Alone in This Together" was one of your favorites of last year. Did the album translate live?
Oh, it did. Yeah, Dave is excellent live, honestly. Sounds exactly like his studio recordings, doesn't miss a line, amazing breath control. I was very impressed. Very impressed. Yeah, Dave is in the middle of a North American leg of the tour for this album, which in and of itself is novel because British rappers don't exactly perform in the States all that often, especially as their own headliners. So you got to take those chances when they come. And I mean, this tour has been selling out across the country. So it makes a lot of sense. He sold out 3 nights in a row in New York City right before this, sells out in Boston at the House of Blues. And you could tell that a lot of people felt like I did because there was so much passion in the room. So many true UK hip hop fans, true Dave fans, people that knew all the words to everything. Even Starlight, his newest single from 2 months ago, and knew the whole thing. And Dave, despite having like no set design, really no one on stage with him except for an occasional guitarist, really just him up there with the light show, and which is just like the venue's lights. It's not even like anything fancy. Just him. But like he's just so commanding on the mic that it was still just an awesome experience. And just so many songs just hit because again, everyone in the room there just fucking loves the guy. It was awesome. Um, and I think there's a lot of trademarks, I guess, from his shows. Nothing out of the ordinary. You can look at the set list for this tour. It seems like it's about the same. Plays about an hour 20 minutes, hour 15 minutes, roughly about 15, 16 tracks. No encore, notably. But Tiago Silva, which is a very hyped up moment at all his shows. One of his older songs, collab with AJ Tracy, of course. Famously, he brought a fan on stage at Glastonbury a few years ago, and that fan named Alex absolutely crushed AJ's verses and parts, and it's like viral moment. So since then, he's been bringing a fan on stage at every single show he does to do this very same thing. He'll like pass the mic around to a few people, try and prove themselves basically, and then whoever we select as the crowd and Dave selects like brings the person on stage and they do Tiago Silva with him live. And the person that he picked was the first person he handed the mic to, and was very impressive. The crowd loved it when we heard the audition. Right, second person, third person did not give a warm reception to. As soon as he made his like picks, like one, two, or three, everyone's like one, 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 and then as soon as he's like, how about two, place goes silent. Everyone
Oh
was
damn!
all behind number one, and then he brings out number one. They do Thiago Silva, and the dude was spazzing. He was so good. At the end, Dave says that in like the 5 years he's been doing this, he's not sure if anyone else has ever done it where they didn't miss a single word. Which, if that's true,
Wow.
that's like super impressive. That I might have seen like the best rendition of the fan Tiago Silva guest verse. But even like before that, like people are chanting like, "Oh, Tiago Silva," obviously the famous soccer player. Like, and then when we're walking out at the end of the show, people are just chanting it. Like it's like kind of like the rallying cry, basically for Dave at his shows. Um,
That's
yeah,
great.
and it was just a blast. Honestly, there was like kind of like a lull moment by design towards the middle of the second half of the show, I guess, where he pulls out like the keyboard, talks a little story about how he like would pick up keys as a kid, even though he never became a great piano player or anything like that. And then he actually just kind of like jammed out on the guitar with the backup guitarist, just kind of like doing like a guitar solo, speaking about how he also is a producer from time to time. Um, and then yeah, he ended it out with Funky Friday, Location, the Burna Boy single, which got a huge response. And the last song was Clash, the Stormzy song, where the place just exploded. It was an awesome time. So, like I said, you got to take advantage of seeing UK rappers when they're around, just because it is pretty rare, which is why I was so disappointed when AJ Tracy couldn't make the Amine
Yeah.
show from a month or so back due to visa issues. Just because like when am I ever going to see AJ Tracy again? Like that was such a great opportunity. But got to see Dave, and it was really special to be around a lot of other people that like really knew his music and
That's
had a lot
great.
of passion. There were a lot of flags there, people wearing Thiago Silva jerseys. Like it was the real deal. So it was a
Oh
great
man,
time.
and this was House of Blues, you said?
Yeah, hell yeah, best venue in Boston
Wow.
for sure.
Damn. Well, I'm glad to hear that Dave enjoyed the Dave concert. As we see these live shows, we'll be bringing it to you. We recommend going to see live shows yourself.